diabetes is not in control of you. You're in control, and it doesn't limit any part of your life. You can have fun. It's not the end of the world, and remember that.
You're listening to Living Beyond with Hope. Hey, that's me.
Welcome to the podcast. This podcast is meant to help you realize you're more than a label, and you too can create a life you love despite it. Each week, we bring you tips and inspiring messages to help you take the positive steps in your health that will allow you to live beyond. Now sit back, relax, meal prep, or take a walk as you dig into today's topic with your host, a gal living her life to the fullest with type 1 diabetes, Hope Mangiafico.
So, you've recently been diagnosed with diabetes, and it's a little scary. I understand. I hope these 3 tips that I can give you will help you and make you realize that you're not alone and that this is going to be an alright journey. You're going to do well. Number 1 is you can have your cake and eat it too. When you're first diagnosed, you feel like you're in this state of deprivation and you can't enjoy life, and that just isn't true. While eating a lower carb diet and exercising is definitely a good idea, you got to remember that if you feel like you're always in the state of deprivation, then you're never going to be happy and you're going to have these crazy desires for things that you technically shouldn't overdo. So if you like pizza, have your pizza, but remember how your body processes it, and it's a little different than having vegetables, for example. Pizza has a lot of fat and a lot of carbs, and so therefore how your body absorbs it will affect how you give your insulin or take your medications. And with that being said, moderation is key, just like a lot of things in life, but I can't emphasize it enough. The more you eat in one sitting, the more carbs, the more fat, what have you, the more unpredictable it is for your body to process. So we just want to make sure that if we want to enjoy life a little bit, to be careful and have moderation with it. I know that it feels like a lot of work to be able to enjoy these things with diabetes, but I promise you it will pay off. It will make you live a healthier and happier life on this journey, and it'll get easier, I promise. Our bodies can be a little unpredictable sometimes, but that doesn't mean we can't accommodate and figure out at least the overall way to handle certain situations. Number 2, there's no such thing as perfection. The good news is that we're all perfectly imperfect, including myself, and we all have different skill sets, and because of that, we can help each other, and that goes such a long ways when you have diabetes. And with diabetes, we're all quick to blame ourselves, or if you're a caregiver, quick to blame yourself for what might be happening to your loved one that has diabetes, but there's just some things that aren't in our control. For example, if you had a hard work day or school day that stressed you out, your blood sugars are probably going to go high. If you didn't get enough sleep, you're probably going to have a day filled with lovely high blood sugars. Or if you're a child and you're in those teen years, your hormone levels are really going to trip your blood sugars up just a little bit. And as hard as it might be, you just have to go with the flow and take it day by day, step by step. And as long as you are doing your best and just trying to live a healthy life and trying to take care of yourself, and if you have bad blood sugars throughout that, just know that you are taking the right steps to live a long, happy life. And together, we will help each other to be as perfectly imperfect as we can be and take control of our diabetes. Number 3 is you must get involved with the community. I cannot emphasize enough how after my first year of being diagnosed, I went to a summer camp and it was life-changing. And you need to get involved somehow with the community. If you're a child, getting involved with a day camp or an overnight camp, a summer camp, whatever, with other people that have diabetes, it will go such a long ways. Each will have a different skill set, might be able to master different things, and most importantly, you can relate to each other and not feel so alone, because I know diabetes can feel very lonely sometimes. And then, no matter where you're located, there are support groups everywhere. And I really encourage you to go online. You can simply Google support groups in your area and find some. Even if it's just of 2-3 people, Those are 2 or 3 people that you didn't previously know that can help you on your journey, and you guys can just become a team, and I really can't emphasize enough how far that goes. Lastly is myself. I want to be a resource for you, and certainly I have gone through all these things myself, and my goal is to make you feel like diabetes is not in control of you. You're in control, and it doesn't limit you. It doesn't limit any part of your life. If you're a child, you can play your sports, you can go to school, you can have fun. It's not the end of the world, and remember that. So those are my 3 tips. I know they're so simple, but I really hope you take them to heart and realize how important these little steps are and how far they'll take you in taking care of your diabetes. Don't forget that you can enjoy life, you can have your cake and eat it too, that you're perfectly imperfect, and that's a good thing as we work together as a team. And lastly, get involved with the community. I promise you it will go such a long ways.
Hey, you still there? Thanks so much for hanging out just a little bit longer. I greatly appreciate it. If you found this episode helpful or even a little bit life-changing, it would mean the world to me to have a review in iTunes. A review in iTunes just lets me know that I am actually providing you with the correct guidance and mentorship that you need to live beyond your label and to be confident in who you are. This episode was also brought to you by my next step guide in embracing your label with confidence, which is called Choose to Live. In Choose to Live, there is a checklist of what to ask your doctors. There's an audiobook. So if you like podcasts, an audiobook filled with affirmations to remind you of who you truly are, what you're really made of, as well as some really like homework and checklist and guidance for your family members so that they can support you along the way. This episode was about community, and you cannot do this journey alone. So if you're interested in learning more about Choose to Live, just visit www.icanlivebeyond.com, and you can find that in the show notes as well at livingbeyondwithhope.com. And otherwise, I will see you on the next episode.